Lots of people are saying, hey man, San Andreas creepypastas are not profitable. Avoid talking about it at all costs because they're too scary. This theory makes sense on paper. You have San Andreas, which is a scary video game, and you use that as a basis for a creepypasta. The two should fuse to create the scariest media ever, and you don't even need to put in sex scenes. So today I'm going to test this theory by looking at a creepypasta called Weird Disc of GTA SA. I will not be reading this creepypasta word for word because I'm too afraid. The author starts by saying, when I was a kid, the two things I loved the most in life were violence and video games. I feel like there's better ways of saying this sentence without sounding like a psychopath, but that's far from the strangest thing in this story. Eventually, they grew up and moved into a new apartment because they got a job as the CEO of a company called Ubisoft Montreal. What the fuck? Did someone edit this creepypasta over the years or something? Because that is an insane job to put in your scary internet story. But if this was really the author's original vision, then I'm surprised in the next sentence he says that he had trouble with fees and rent, so much so that he had to resort to pirating old PC games on his computer. I guess they do have offices and studios to maintain and pay for. I don't know how it's like to be the fucking CEO of Ubisoft. Anyway, the dude goes outside for a walk and they see a yard sale run by some boy in front of a burnt house. Okay. He had a lot of games for sale, you know, typical stuff, some Zelda games, like Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, Wind Waker from Hell, yeah, I know what I said, and Zelda, the Feces of Evil. It was at this point that I was pretty convinced I was being tricked by an untruthful duper. But I checked the oldest version of this page and it still had the stupid bullshit, so either this pasta was vandalized and then moved to this wiki that I found it in, or this is just how the main character perceives the world. I'm gonna go with the latter one, of course, because it's funnier. Either way, the MC must have just found this entire situation too weird, because they just buy the titular weird disc of GTA SA and just immediately books it out of there. They also got a Pokemon game for some reason, but you know, they had to get out of there quick. They're a CEO, they got things to do. They put the disc in their computer and the game just boots up immediately. No installing or anything. This doesn't really have any relevance to the overall story. I just thought it was cool that it did that. The game was in a foreign language, but the author states bullet is great and polyglottism, which really sounds like something Heavy Weapons guy would say. Our foreign language is scary now. Should I trebam da prestanem da pričam na engleskom? Bi bilo bolje da samo ovako pričam ili... The intro cutscene plays and it's weird. Then it cuts to CJ just looking at the camera. Then immediately cuts to another cutscene showing the Johnson house burning down with dark black flames. I guess CJ's just dealing with wizards now. The game goes, hey man, hope you're doing well. Go meet up with your brother Brian to see what else you could do. And then the creepypasta provides an image of Brian. I mean, it's literally just an NPC known as Fam3. But at first I thought they photoshopped the face to make him look even more pathetic. Why is Brian alive in this story? Look, it doesn't fucking matter. Because the player finds a sniper rifle on top of Sweet's house and then uses it to look at the old dried up sewer system thing. Well, in this game, it wasn't dried up. It was a river full of hyper-realistic blood. When I read this, I had to check my calendar for what fucking year I was in. And yeah, it was still 2017. So the protagonist continues the mission and they mention they got bloodshed eyes. As all fans of violence do, I guess, now. And Brian just says something. I don't think that translation is accurate. And then Brian falls through the floor. I guess he just wanted to leave in the quickest way possible. New objective pops up though, and it just said kill, 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 kill in English this time. I think that's Plant's nuclear throne loading screen tip. And then the spot where Brian used to be just spawned an entire freeway. It's a nice thought, but Brian's got the right idea and just leaving the entire creepypasta altogether. As they go along the freeway, Los Santos just changes entirely. I don't know how, but it does change. Until CJ just reaches a lone house on the street, and then the player is like, wait a minute, that's my fucking house. And then the noise gets louder, which, yeah, that's what he does. And then there's blood on the walls, and blood on the ceilings, and blood on the computer, and blood on the power socket, and blood on the dance floor. Just an excessive amount of blood all around. What the fuck is happening anymore? What is this, like a creepypasta or something? Anyway, CJ just shows up on his front door and just shoots the protagonist, who, by the way, said at the beginning that they were the CEO of Ubisoft. And then CJ starts speaking Latin? Fuck, man, I forgot this was supposed to be scary. I think I lost the plot after the hyper-realistic blood sewer. Like, what was up with that? So then CJ, in Latin, says, welcome to Grove Street. I'm insane, by the way. That's the end of the story. I'm a little lost here, guys. At least we get a photo called Last Thing I Saw. This image is fascinating to me because, one, he's using a sniper rifle at close range. That's weird. disc of GTA San Andreas. And 2, isn't this the Johnson house? You know, the one that was shown burning to the ground at the start of the game? You know, the one that has, like, black flames cast by wizards or something? What the hell is Ubisoft doing playing San Andreas in CJ's house? Okay, now that it's over, what do I make of this? Huh? Well, this entire time I was second-guessing myself if this is genuine or a joke. I'm feeling this image right now. A quality that really stands out to me is that this is very dreamlike. Absurd elements are brought up and dropped out of nowhere while it's still flowing together. The further this goes on, the more it transforms from a coherent story to a directionless string of consciousness. Well, I can't say it's directionless. There was a freeway after all. Well, that settles it, I guess. If you put two scary things together, you actually get crazy bullshit. It's crazy thing. My conclusion is that some people should make insane pastas instead of creepypastas. I might actually like those better than creepypastas in all honesty. Alright, well, thanks for watching. By the way, YouTube changed the layout of the pages again. I guess they're feeling nostalgic for that 2013 backlash. So, you know, stuff is no longer at the bottom of the video. Now the subscribe button is right behind you.